Coach. Get him out here. All right, here we go. Check. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Commitment Field on the campus of Oklahoma Bible Academy for tonight's Thursday night edition of Oklahoma Bible Academy football. Your OBA Trojans taking on the Laverne Tigers in a Thursday night showdown here at Commitment Field. OBA coming in off of a loss last Thursday. I guess we're turning into a Thursday night school. I just now kind of made that connection of the dots. This is the second Thursday in a row. I didn't even think about that. But Trojans coming in looking to knock off the highly ranked, highly regarded Laverne Tigers. Captains out to the middle of the field. Jacoby Justice, Ian Burnett, Lucas Olson, and Andrew Campbell. Seniors all out there at the captain's meeting. So Laverne coming in under Coach Matt Cox, coming in with a record of 6-1. Wins over Shattuck, Sealing, Beaver, Hollis, Pond Creek, and Turpin. Their lone loss coming out of state against South Central out of Kansas. So undefeated in the state of Oklahoma, that's for sure. And in the midst of district play with wins over Pond Creek and Turpin, coming into Commitment Field tonight against OBA. OBA coming in with a record of 1-6, losses at Savannah, against Sealing, at Geary, against Waukomis, a victory at Burns Flat Dill City, and then losses the past 2 weeks to Turpin and then on the road at Pioneer last Thursday before playing Laverne tonight. So as the teams gets ready, Wyatt, any advice for the guys tonight as they take on highly ranked, highly regarded Laverne Tigers?
Main thing would probably be just tackle low. Last Thursday against Pioneer, I noticed how they outsized us, especially in the backfield. We have a bunch of small guys and that can tackle. And Pioneer had a huge, just not big, but just muscular running back, and just walked right all over us because we tackled high, and we just never went for the legs. So especially facing number 2 Felix Teal, and how muscular and strong he is, we need to tackle the legs. We can't tackle high or we're going to get beat every single time.
Yeah, this Laverne team comes in well-balanced attack on the ground and through the air. Features the senior, number 2, Felix Teal. Speedster, strong. If you want a comparison, OBA fans, think Judd Cheatham, because he's very similar in style of play. The ball is in his hands or around him the whole time for these Laverne Tigers. State winner in multiple track events last year. He's just the whole package in 8-man football. Perhaps the best player in 8-man football this year.
Yeah.
If not, he's top 2 or 3 in 8-man football this year. So the Laverne Tigers are teeing it up, getting ready to kick us off here. Coy Snyder deep to receive for the Trojans. Little pump fake there. Faked out our cameraman. And we are underway. Snyder's going to field that at about the 14-yard line, takes it out across the 20, 25, and hit it immediately at the 25-yard line, falls forward to the 26. First down Trojans at their own 26-yard line. I think another key for the Trojans today is going to need to have some sustained drives. They need to run some clock on the offensive side of the ball and keep the ball out of Laverne and Felix Teal's hands.
Yeah, if we can chip away as much clock as possible, and now that we're starting with the ball, if we can score on this drive and try to waste as much time as possible, like you said, we could just, not with that play right there, but we could just, who knows, pull away with this.
Yeah. Snyder on the carry, the first play of the game, dropped for a 2-yard loss, back to about the 24.
We really need to block, too. The past, every single game, at least that I've watched, is blocking's been not a strong suit of ours.
Right. Snyder in motion. Ball's on the ground. He's going to have to just fall on it. So 2 negative yardage plays consecutively for the Trojans. I think that seems to be as if it is the game plan for OBA, is keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock running.
Yeah.
But you got to get positive yardage on those, and now they're in a definite passing situation with 3rd and 14.
Against the wind.
Against the wind. Stiff wind blowing tonight here at Commitment Field, coming out of the south, so it's in the Trojans' face to start the game here. Kayat takes a snap, looks out to the flat on the right, now over the top in the middle. It's complete to Snyder. It's going to be positive yardage, probably almost a 10-yard gain there, but they're still going to end up about 4 or 5 yards shy of the first down. Nice throw there from freshman Cal Kayat. Had some nice zip on it into the wind, because if you put any air underneath that thing, the wind's going to grab it.
Yeah.
Trojans figuring they might as well go for it. 4th and 5, and so aggressive. We might see a hard count here trying to draw them off sides. And there's a snap. Kayat looks to his right. That's going to be picked off and immediately tackled by Snyder. And we've talked about this before. A little bit of tunnel vision there from the freshman quarterback, Cal Kayat. He looked at Coy Snyder the whole way.
Yeah.
And the defender didn't even cover the route. He just watched Kayat's eyes and just jumped the pass.
And Laverne's been watching film. They that they're probably play man on Schneider this whole entire time, because just going to throw it to him.
Right. And it's maybe not wide open, but Andrew Campbell was probably more open than Snyder on that play at the wideout position. So first down, Tigers inside Trojan territory at the 30-yard line. They're looking up top. They're trying to get it all right at the beginning. Snyder breaks that pass up. Nice play from the freshman free safety. Wyatt Tillery, the quarterback for the Tigers, fires that deep over the middle, intended for Zach Masters. Coy Snyder breaks that one up. Laverne was looking to strike quickly, maybe hoping to catch the Trojans off guard, trying to catch a defense focusing on Teal maybe, and maybe trying to surprise everybody and throw it to someone else. But nice play from the freshman, number 4, Coy Snyder. Now we're going to see the senior. Nice wrap up and tackle there.
That was good.
Short gain there from Silas Rudd.
That was good. Tackled lower. It got to his hips, not quite the legs, but that is lower, especially with especially since what we've done in the past is tackling shoulders. I mean,
right. Nice play from Silas Rudd, the sophomore, taking down senior Felix Teal. So that brings up 3rd and about 5. Drop back to pass. I'd look for wide open on the outside. That's going to be a touchdown for Laverne. Gentry Long catches the pass from Tillery and waltzes into the end zone. Again, this might be a situation where Laverne, kind of knowing OBA's young, is using Felix Teal as a decoy, because he rolled out to the flat and the whole defense shifted to that side and just totally disregarded any other receiver. And wide open was the sophomore Gentry Long. And so Laverne will take a 6-0 lead as they line up for 2. Tillery's going to keep that one, stroll into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, making it an 8-0 lead for the Tigers. Quick strike to start things off here in the first half. 9:36 to go in the first quarter. So Laverne so far using the senior Felix Teal as a decoy, looking to the air and targeting both wide receivers, one on the left side and then a touchdown pass to the right side.
Hopefully we're able to find hopefully we're able to adjust to how at least this drive they were using Felix as a decoy. Hopefully we're able to instead of just put all of our focus on Felix, put our focus more on other people too, kind of equally separate it and just do our job of, if Felix does get the ball when you're watching another guy, go get Felix. And so we just don't get faked out like we did on that one.
Right. A lot of times you'll see a team just attach a man, and he's going to shadow that one player. Usually in big 11-man football programs, for college and NFL programs, you're worried about a quarterback like like with the Baltimore Ravens, you're worried about shadowing that quarterback, not letting him get out of the pocket. But in this situation, maybe you shadow Felix Teal, and then everyone else just has to have their head on a swivel, and if he gets away from the shadow, you have to gang tackle. I wonder how many times our cameraman's going to fall for that fake. That's 2 for 2 now. So another kickoff. This one's over Snyder's head and will go into the end zone. Hard to tell if their kicker really has that kind of leg, or if this stiff wind is maybe providing a little help to the Laverne kicker right now, because it is really blowing out there. Weather front coming in is supposed to be here maybe later this week or later next week, and next week later tonight, and then a cold front coming in next week. But this wind is really whipping. Snyder in motion, handoff to Coy Snyder, trying to get around the edge. He is going to dive forward and get back at least to the line of scrimmage, but they had him behind. This is what I like to call a Barry Sanders game. Poor Barry Sanders with the Detroit Lions had so many great runs where the defense was on him behind the line of scrimmage, and it was an amazing effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice run there from Coy Snyder. Snyder in motion again, snaps high. Kayot's able to corral it. He's just going to throw this one away, and that's a smart play there from the freshman, number 16, Cal Kayot. Snap came in a little high. He had to scramble to kind of get it. Snyder, I think, was going to get a handoff there, so he ended up becoming a blocker. And Cal Kayot got outside the hash marks and then threw it out of bounds. Nice play there. Yeah. And that's an encouraging sign for Trojan fans, because that's not a play that would have happened in the first or second game this year.
Yeah.
And so you can see the development of the freshman quarterback.
Definitely seeing him mature on the field fairly quick. Every single game you see some mistakes that he made earlier in the season, just fixing them.
Right. So 3 receivers on the near side. Everybody's going out in the pattern. Kayot zips it over the middle to Snyder and in and out of the hands of number 4, Coy Snyder.
Believe we ran that same play on third down as well.
It might be something Coach Kayot has seen in film,
like a weak spot.
That crossing pattern is open against this Laverne defense. Unfortunately, it slipped in and out of the hands of Snyder, because that would have been probably a 8 or 9 yard gain. It would have made it 4th and 1 or 2 instead of 4th and 10.
Yeah.
In light of what the Trojans' special teams has been this year, I would imagine the Trojans just go for it on 4th down at this point. Going to lob it up deep for Snyder, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Almost had it. Just kind of number 6 played good job there, just kind of making his play after the ball too, and getting in the way of Snyder.
Cade Nichols for the Tigers on the coverage, along with Marcos De La Torre. So actually Snyder was double covered. So that'll be turnover on downs. Tigers ball, 8:52 to go here in the first period.
Hoping we can get a stop on defense. Haven't had one in a long time. I think we maybe had one against Pioneer last week. Yeah, just really hoping we can get one.
Tillery's going to hand this one off. Dances around the line of scrimmage, in and out, makes a tackler miss, makes another tackler miss. Touchdown, Tigers, Felix Teal, showing why he's one of the best players in Class B. And that wasn't a tricky play or a complicated play. It was just a simple handoff between the center and the guard gap, and he just danced once, made a guy miss. Another arm tackle attempt, which just isn't going to work on a player like Felix Teal. And if anybody should know that, it should be the OBA Trojans after watching Judd and Jet Cheatham run through arm tackles for the past 6 years. They should know that. So 2-point conversion attempt now for Laverne. Handoff to Teal up the middle. There is contact, but he doesn't even go down. 3 Trojans put a helmet on him. He bounces off and walks into the end zone, and all 3 Trojans end up on the ground. And that's indicative of the Trojans' season. It's not a critique. It's just the Trojans are young.
Yeah.
And Felix Teal is a senior who's been through battles, and he's built like a man, and a lot of the Trojans are still built like boys. And we just bounced off of him. And there's just the only cure for that is time and time in the weight room. That's the cure for that.
I will say though, as our freshmen that have had a lot of time out on the field, it is going to bring up bright hopes for the future of the OBA Trojans football program.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
At this point in the season, I don't know if you've seen the sideline in our video feed, but multiple upperclassmen over on the sideline or up here in the booth with us. Multiple upperclassmen in jeans or shorts or on crutches or in street clothes. And so I haven't counted, but I'm going to say the majority of the Trojans on the field are freshmen and sophomores. There might be, I think there's 2 seniors still getting minutes. Lucas Olson is still out there. Ian Burnett is still out there regularly. Everyone else is a freshman or a sophomore. And so when a sophomore, Jacoby Justice, is your most experienced player on the field, you're a young team, and there's going to be youth mistakes. And so that's rough. And a great example, some of the teams the Trojans have kind of beat up on in the past couple years, Waukomis being one of them, Garber being another. Well, they were young teams 2 and 3 years ago, and now they're senior-laden teams, and you can see the difference. You can see the progression over the course of time. Another kickoff into the end zone, so it'll be touchback Trojans at the 20-yard line, 8:45 to go here in the first period. As your young Trojans back out on the field, freshman junior Nelson in there on the offensive line. Got a sophomore, Jacoby Justice, in there at center. Quarterback's a freshman, running back's a freshman. Kayak keeps it right up the middle and just is immediately met. He didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Laverne is not fooled. It's 42, Trayton Hope, a senior for the Laverne Tigers. A lot of experience for Trayton Hope. Looks like sophomore Silas Rudd in there at running back this time. He's got the swing pass out here to the flat, is wide open. Silas, there wasn't a Laverne Tiger within 20 yards of Silas Rudd.
Yeah, I feel like we would have had a way better option.
He would have had a first down and then some. There was no one covering the running back on that.
And we've got to look at more options because obviously he was targeting Coy Schneider there, and he hasn't thrown it to anybody else in the 6 or 7 passing plays that we've ran tonight.
Right.
And so just like that, everyone's just going to key in because Coy Schneider, he was in between 3 defenders.
And now we have a false start on the Trojans. That's going to be another freshman. Judah Hopper jumps out there at the wide receiver position.
And just like that, you just got to watch the ball.
You're way behind the chains now.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 18 turns to 3rd and 23.
Now it's 3rd and 18.
Beg your pardon. 3rd and a long way. When 3rd and 10, it was a difficult get for us. 3rd and 18 is even harder. So nobody in the backfield with Kayot. Campbell on the near side. Kayot steps up, lets it fly for Rudd, just slightly overthrown. He actually was open.
That was a good look there. Just Cal had a bunch of people around him, and so he just tried to throw it out there. And it was a good look, and hopefully that we could utilize that play or plays just like it in the future of this game to hopefully get some good yards and plays and hopefully get past the 50-yard line, hopefully get into their territory.
Silas Rudd was just breaking open, kind of had to run across the pattern, but the ball was just out there. Kayot had to get rid of it before Rudd could clear the defense. Bringing up 4th and 18. Roll that to the right for Kayot. He's looking, throws it away.
Look, if he threw it to Andrew Campbell there. Don't think he saw him over it, but threw it 2 yards to the left of where he threw it. Andrew Campbell was there to maybe get some. I think he was 2 or 3 yards short of the first down.
Trojans just need to have a play with positive yardage.
Yeah.
In any kind of positive, even if it's only 1 or 2 yards on a running play.
Yeah.
They need something with positive yardage. And then once you get one positive thing happen, maybe build on that. But you got to have that first one happen. First down, Tigers. Tillery still in there at quarterback. Handoff in motion to number 21, Zach Masters.
That was a good job by the Trojans, keeping the keep pushing him out to the outside. He got a little bit few more yards than we would hope, but overall, it's at least we got him out of bounds. Most of the time when a team runs to the outside, at least this season, we've let them get by or we've missed a bunch of tackles or something. But that was a good job. He had like two guys on him pushing him out of bounds. So overall, that's a better step than what we've had.
2nd and 5 for the Tigers. Tillery handing off there to Teal. He'll get around this near edge. That's going to be another touchdown for Laverne. Senior Felix Teal waltzes into the end zone around the near side. No trickery, no fake handoffs or option plays. It's just a straight handoff off tackle, and he just hits the afterburners and glides into the end zone. And like I said, Trojan fans, we've seen that our share of times in the black and white. Is just Judd Cheatham or Jet Cheatham or Ian Easton making the play for the Trojans. So it's on the shoes on the other foot now. Tillery takes the snap, rolls out to the right side, and sidesteps into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Gets around the edge there. Junior Nelson tries to hold the edge and forces Tillery to plant the foot and cut up field, but there's nobody inside of the tackle there to make the stop. So 2 more points for the Tigers, make it 24-0. 7:08 to go here in the first period. A lot of activity around OBA in the coming days and coming weeks. Right here on campus at OBA on Saturday, OSSAA regional cross-country meet. And it is no exaggeration to say thousands of people will be on campus Saturday taking part in cross-country meets in multiple classes. So it's not just the class OBA is in, but several classes. Something we have here at OBA is the commitment course, something to be proud of. And when you have a nice cross-country course, you get to host things like regional tournaments, and this is the third consecutive year now that I think about it, that OBA has gotten to host the regional cross-country. It's probably more than that, yeah. Regional cross-country meet. So OBA very blessed to have a wonderful property here in Northwest Enid, and able to have a nice cross-country course. It's real desirable to hold meets like regionals here. It's a relatively flat course, and it's wide open space, and people can get out there and see their friends and family run pretty easily, really, compared to some of the other courses around. And so we're very blessed to be able to host regional tournaments here at OBA pretty much all day Saturday. They'll start bright and early, and I think our OBA crews will be running in the first couple of races. And
girls are at 9 and boys at 9:45.
Right, and so the smaller classifications will go first and progress up to bigger classifications. Should be done between 1:30 and 2 probably.
Yeah.
In the larger classifications. So big day here on campus Saturday as we welcome a lot of guests. And if you're coming to OBA on Saturday, we'll welcome you now for the cross-country meet as your OBA Trojan runners look to qualify for state. Guys want to get qualified, and we have some girls that will be running as well. And so hopefully it'll be a good day. Hopefully it won't be quite so breezy. Running into the south wind like this would not be fun. It'd be really good if we could get just a drip of precipitation in the next day or two and knock down some of this dust. So here come the Trojans, first down at the 20 after another touchback, 7:08 to go in the first quarter.
Hoping for some positive yardage here. We've had a play or two where we could have gone positive yardage, just went right out of the hands or just slightly overthrew. So hopefully we can.
We're going to roll it out. Oh, it's a little throwback play, and defensive lineman Trex Carnegie he has a pretty good vertical.
Yeah,
he didn't. Cal
really
didn't throw that right to him. He had to really get off the ground and got a kind of a tip on it and tipped it straight up in the air, and then it fell right into his lap, and he just kind of waltzes into the end zone. So 6 more for Laverne. Had it gotten over Carnegie, the intended target was Coy Snyder, and that far side of the field was wide open.
kicking a field goal this time.
Go ahead and kick the 1-point conversion is good. That's Edmilson Perez, another senior. So 7 more onto the board for Laverne. Again, other activity here on campus at OBA. The cross-country meet is Saturday. We've got our winter play, A Christmas Carol, coming up next month, and so that'll be exciting. Early part of December, work has begun on that, and crews are working on our production for Christmas time, and that's going to be a lot of fun. The band working on their Christmas concert. So a lot going on around campus here at OBA. Basketball teams have started practice, with the exception of the basketball guys that are still playing football. So basketball workouts are happening after school now that the fall sports have finished up. Fast pitch softball finished a successful season, probably the most successful season we've had in fast pitch in quite some time, making it into the second round of the playoffs before finishing the fast pitch softball season, and then the OBA volleyball team making it all the way to the state tournament before being knocked out by eventual champion CHA. So a successful season for your Lady Trojan volleyballers as well. Laverne ready to kick off again. Deep kick. Schneider going to let that one go into the end zone. So another touchback for OBA. And they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
7 minutes left of the first period.
Yeah, it's been an interesting strategy kind of change. The first drive, OBA was all run, and they ran the clock, and they actually – there's 7 minutes left, and we ran the clock down to 9 minutes on our first drive.
Yeah.
And then we've passed so much the clock has been stopping ever since, and we've only run off 2 minutes since that first drive ended. So there's back to the running game there.
Looked like it was an option run, seeing if the defensive end would pull, and he didn't, but I don't think Cal read that in time, and you could kind of see
he thought about pulling it.
He thought about pulling it, so it was a long time before he was able to hit that gap. And I think if you just gave it to him, we could have gone a little bit farther, because with that just short amount of time, he let the whole collapse.
Slow developing play. 3 receivers to the far side. Andrew Campbell on the near side. Kayot takes the snap. Looking over the middle. That is complete to Silas Rudd. That's going to be a Trojan first down at the 35-yard line.
That was a good play there.
Nice. Silas Rudd once again coming across the formation. The Trojans have had some open receivers that have been in crossing routes across the field. This time they're able to complete it. It's actually the second time we've completed one of those. Unfortunately, the first time it was 4th and 17. But Silas Rudd get the Trojans their first down of the game with 6 minutes to go. Kayot takes the snap. Rolling out to his left. He's going to drop it off to Snyder, and that falls incomplete. Snyder takes a big hit.
Another drop pass.
Trex Carnegie lays a lick on the freshman Coy Snyder. Knocks the ball loose, although I think it was loose before the hit happened.
Yeah.
Might have heard some footsteps on that one a little bit. So 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 5:56 to go in the first period. Momentum is such a big thing in high school sports. Take that first down and just build little positives on it. Kayot
there we go.
Throws it behind Snyder. It's called a completion, and he coughs it up on the tackle.
They're saying
they're calling that a fumble. Coy Snyder gathered that in and started to turn to try and run, and took a big hit in the back and kind of bent him over the wrong way and pops the ball loose. Now the refs are going to talk about that for a second, debate whether or not that's a complete pass or an incompletion. We were watching an NFL game, and they're going to call that, and unfortunately I'm going to have to agree with them. Coy definitely caught that ball.
He caught it, and he planted to turn, and then he was lit up on that hit there. And so, that would be.
If we were watching major college football or the NFL, they'd be saying, did he make a football move? And I guess you could debate that. If we had instant replay, we could definitely take a closer look at it, but this is not the NFL or Division I college football. And so you have to trust your eyes, and I kind of agree with the ref. I trust my eyes. That looks like an incompletion. Run up the middle from Cade Nichols. And that's going to be positive yardage for the Tigers. Brought down just shy of the first down. 2nd and 1 for Laverne. The referees stopped the clock. I'm not sure why. And now they wind it. I'm not sure why they stopped the clock on that play.
I think he was seeing if it would pass or not, the first down.
Gotcha. They didn't end up bringing the chains out, so that'll make it 2nd and 1. Option play to the near side. And he's going to be tackled for maybe not a loss, but definitely no gain. So nice play from the Trojans on the edge. Cal Kayop making a play there. Okay, they're going to say it's a short gain. He must have got just barely a yard because they're moving the chains. First down, Laverne. Sorry about that, folks. I was mistaken in my estimate there. I thought they had him behind the line of scrimmage.
That was a good play by the Trojans, just so happened to be a first down. But even if it wasn't, that was only a gain about a yard or half yard.
Very much so. Yeah, really good play on the edge here.
So we got to think positive on this play, and that was a great job by our defense.
Laverne has their backup quarterback in there now, number 4, Keaton Cox. In there at quarterback now. That carry was by number 3, Luis Rodriguez, a junior. About a 6-yard gain, make it 2nd and 4 for Laverne. Clock continues to roll, 4.5 minutes to go in the first period. Dalen Clark in motion for the Tigers. Now comes set. Going to try and get around the edge. We do have a flag come out early. Coy Snyder's going to make the tackle, get out here and make the tackle. Cade Nichols with the carry there.
Hopefully we can hold them to, if this is a holding here, looks like it will be.
Yeah, we got a holding signal. We're going to march that one backwards. It'll still be 2nd down.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a stop here on defense. Might turn the tide a little bit to help our offense get to the Laverne's in Laverne's territory.
Right. Laverne, several subs in there for the Tigers. It's always a tough decision for a coaching staff. Matt Cox and his staff over there making decisions about, how long do you keep guys like Felix Teal in there in a game where you're already up 31 points in the first quarter. Another flag comes out. Keaton Cox with the quarterback keeper, but a flag is on the play, so we're likely to get another hold. But that decision is always tough if you're going to – do you leave that senior in there in a game where you're up 31-0 in the first quarter? And that's a high-risk situation. If you give Felix Teal the ball and he accidentally gets his ankle rolled up on, and it affects the rest of your season. And so you always have to kind of weigh when you're going to take those subs out or take those starters out and put subs in there. And can subs continue your offensive momentum? Do you have to bring starters back? Sometimes it's a chess game you have to play with yourself. And so Matt Cox has made the move to take Felix Teal and Gentry Long and Tillery, Wyatt Tillery out of there and put some younger players in. Roll out to the near side. Pressure there from Jacoby Justice. He's got a hold of him, and down he goes.
That's
Jacoby
a good play.
Jacoby Justice into the backfield, got a hold of him and did not let go. And down goes Keaton Cox, the quarterback for Laverne. Nice play from the sophomore, Jacoby Justice. Ethan Abbott in there to help Justice clean up, but that was number 44 in there causing some havoc with Laverne. So 3rd and almost 30 for Laverne. Great job, and the ball is in Laverne territory for the first time on the night at the 48-yard line, thanks to a great defensive effort from Jacoby Justice. So they're going to look to the air. And again, he down he goes again. This time Junior Nelson gets in there.
Good job by the defensive line not giving up here, especially being down 31-0 on primarily just run plays and running up the middle. Good job by the defensive line trying to still make plays here.
Nice job getting through the gap there from Junior, the freshman. You say his name, Junior. Sounds like he's a junior. He's a freshman. Junior Nelson gets in there along with Trenton Young. There's a punt with the wind at their back. Nice job by – hopefully that can roll into the end zone. Doesn't stop dead. He's going to call a touchback. I think we might just got a generous break there from the official because that
really
ball
close.
was stopping right at the goal,
Yeah.
1 inch line, as a Laverne player dove in there and swatted it out of bounds. I think we got a generous call there from the official as he calls a touchback. The Trojans with the ball at the 1 yard line would have been a bad recipe. So here comes the Trojan offense after a little bit of success on their last drive. Got a first down, got it out almost to the 50 yard line. So hopefully they can build on that stop provided by the defense. So Kayot checking the play. That's going to be a handoff to Silas Rudd. And he dives forward, maybe a yard there from Silas Rudd. The ball was on the 20, and Silas got almost out to the 21. So nice job fighting forward. Even if it's just for a yard, you're moving forward. That's a positive thing.
I will say that one person from the OBA Trojans that has really stuck out to me on not giving up after being hit by contact has been Silas Rudd. No matter if he's hit, going down or something, he's always trying to fight for extra yardage, even if it's a couple inches with that leaning out with his hand or arm. He's just not giving up, and he's trying his hardest just to give us as little yardage as possible just after contact. And he's become very vital in the past couple games trying to get a first down or something like that.
Good job moving forward from the sophomore. We had a swing pass completed to Coy Snyder, about another yard gain. Positive yardage, but that's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Moving Silas Rudd to the weak side of the formation. Snap goes over Kayot's head. That's going to roll all the way back near the goal line. He's going to scoop it up, and then he's going to get thrown. He fumbles it. They're going to call that a safety. Kayot, I think he intentionally tried to fumble that on purpose back out into the field of play. But that's going to be a safety. Snap went clean over Cal Kayot's head, and he tried to chase it down.
Something we struggled with, too, all season is getting good snaps in. We've always had a couple per game fly over the head, have Cal run back, and just haven't been consistent on plays. It's always just a gamble, it feels like, when we're when we're snapping the ball, and hopefully in these next couple games they'll find a way to fix that.
So the Trojans will have to kick it away now, which has been kind of their Achilles heel this season. The kicking game has been virtually non-existent, especially the punting game. I would hope that we would tee this ball up, and we've not been great off the tee either, but we've been better than we've been punting.
Yeah.
And so I would hope we would put this ball on the tee, especially kicking into the wind, maybe try and squib this thing down the field and at least get it. Maybe we can get that thing to squirt 30 yards down the field across the 50-yard line. So the Trojans will be kicking from the, I believe you kick from the 20 after a safety.
Yeah. Winds died down just a little bit, still blowing pretty hard, but hopefully we can keep it low and far.
It'd been nice if we could have stalled that play 43 more seconds and been kicking into the wind right now, but
yeah,
it's not how it works sometimes. So I do see the tee on the ground out there, so we're going to tee this thing up, and I would be shocked if it was anything other than a squib kick. Just punch this thing down the middle of the field as far as you can. And hopefully we can get it out across the 50 into Laverne territory. So we chop it, and it goes down. It hits exactly on the 50-yard line. So it's going to be a return here. He's going to bounce around. We got a flag flying in. Gentry Long on the return. Long with a touchdown on Laverne's first drive. He returns it down to the OBA 40, but we're going to have a hold on Laverne, so that's going to march it back into Laverne territory. 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. This Trojan defense did find a little bit of success on the last Laverne drive. And we don't want to sugarcoat it or anything. Laverne has a lot of subs in there at this point in the game, trying to gain some experience. So Keaton Cox still in there at quarterback. He's going to keep it around the right edge. Junior Nelson dives in there. Can't wrap him up, though. Cox still grinding forward, and a flag comes flying in at the very end of the play.
That was good effort by Junior Nelson. If you watched him the whole time, he missed the tackle around and then went and still ran with him and was able to trip him, like dive for it and trip him up to make the tackle. So good effort by him.
Good job by the junior maintaining pursuit. Just because you miss the tackle doesn't mean the play is over.
Yeah.
And that's a valuable tool. A lot of players don't fully recognize that. A lot of times you see a guy miss a tackle and he just lays there and pounds the ground or just kind of shakes his head or something.
Yeah.
But Junior Nelson immediately just sprang up and pursued the runner. So nice play there from the freshman. Extended the play a little bit, long enough for us to get a holding penalty, which is going to push him back even farther. 1st and 20 for the Laverne Tigers. Keaton Cox in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Cox fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He read really well there. Nice tackle there from Coy Schneider. Went low and took his legs right out from under him, but not before Keaton Cox gained those 10 yards back. So that'll make it 2nd and 10. Great job, Schneider, getting low and really zooming in and focusing on the legs. You can't go anywhere without those. And the old saying in football is low man wins. Coy Schneider won that hit for sure. But I think Laverne and Keaton Cox will take the 10 yards. That's also for sure. So we're at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break here at obatrojans.tv. I don't put my headphones on both ears, though. I rotate it, so I'll wear it like this for a while, and then I'll wear it like that for a while. We are back here at Commitment Field. Handoff Laverne, brought down in the backfield. Trojans, nice defensive penetration there. Once again, Junior Nelson in on the play, but we're also going to give credit to, who is that? Ben Bearden in there making a play for the Trojans. So nice play behind the line of scrimmage, making it 2nd and long. Now that would be 3rd and long for the Trojans. On first down, they gain that 10-yard penalty back. And so about a 3 or 4 yard loss there for the Tigers makes it 3rd and 13. Yeah, false start. Slot receiver just put his head down and drove his back leg and took a step before the snap happened. So that'll push him back 5 more yards. And we're starting to see a little bit of youth errors on the side of Laverne as they sub more and more of their younger players in. That was number 10, Dallin Clark, a freshman, in there for the Tigers. Junior Nelson trying to get around the end, can't get there. Oh, nice move there on the edge. Coy Snyder goes low and misses. It's up to Judah Hopper, and he's going to force him out of bounds. The freshman junior Hopper, I think I counted 3 missed tackles on that play. They had 2 guys that kind of had him surrounded at or behind the line of scrimmage, and one move, and he was able to shed both of those guys, and neither of them ever touched the receiver.
Yeah.
And then Coy Snyder did a diving play to try and get the legs, and did not get the legs, and so that turns into a huge gain for Laverne. First down at the 22-yard line for the Tigers. 10:51 to go here in the second quarter as the first half clock continues to roll. Tries to cut back inside, brought down. Keaton Cox, the freshman quarterback for Laverne. About a 6-yard gain there. Second and 4 for the Laverne Tigers, deep in Trojan territory, knocking at the door, trying to score again here in the second period. Handoff coming to the near side of the field, trying to get to the edge. Ben Bearden, Jacoby Justice in on the tackle there. They ran right off the screen of our computer, of our camera. So, 1st and 10. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Going to have a word with our camera crew as we're not panning to. There we go. Roll out to the left. Now he cuts it back inside. He's all by himself. He's going to dive, and he doesn't quite get to the end zone. A nice tackle again there by Snyder. We've said it a bunch of times over the years, streaming OBA football, if your free safety's leading you in tackles, that's never a good thing. And Coy Snyder's making a lot of plays out there because Laverne's getting past the first level and the second level, and it's up to the secondary to make the plays. That's never a good thing. So 2nd and 1. They're just going to drive it up the middle here, hoping they can get the push necessary to get a first down. We'll see where they mark it. And they're going to call that 1st and goal for the Tigers. So up under center. We hand off up the middle. He's going to turn inside and score. Touchdown, Laverne.
Number 3, Rodriguez, into the Tiger touchdown.
I think we got our camera issues resolved. Sorry about that. As Laverne adds to their total, making it 39-0 here with 8:25 to go, as they prepare for the 2-point conversion. Another handoff up the middle. This is going to be number 15, Victor Enriquez. 2-point conversion is stopped, so that'll stay here at 39-0, 8:25 to go in the first half.
Hopefully we can what's the word? Hopefully we can stall longer in this quarter to maybe bring it to half, or even since we're going up against most likely or their second string, maybe even punch it into the end zone, get some points up on our board. Try to make this, instead of a blowout, try to get some points up there. And
yeah, the Trojans have looked really good. With the exception of the one long pass where there was missed tackles, the Trojan defense has really been holding their own. Here in the second quarter and at the end of the first quarter, there was just one big play, and so eliminate the opportunities for them to get a big play, and maybe get a big play of your own, and find some positive mojo here as we wrap up the second quarter. So Laverne will kick off for the first time. They'll kick off into the wind instead of with the wind at their back. So that's a new thing for the Laverne Tigers. Number 14, Edmilson Perez, still the kicker for Laverne.
Curious to see how far he can kick this one in the wind. Into the wind.
Right, we'll see if they have any different kind of strategy going the other direction here. So Perez is going to see what kind of leg he can put into it, and it's in the air. Snyder fields it on the run at the 25 across the 35, bounces out across the 40, pushing towards Laverne territory. Nice return from the freshman, number 4, Coy Snyder, brought down at the 34-yard line. It'll be first down Trojans, trying to get some positive momentum going here in the second quarter. And that's a good start to a drive. Is that kick just he fields it on the fly, doesn't let it bounce, it doesn't squib. He fields it on the fly, and nice positive yardage there. So Kayot in there with Silas Rudd in the backfield with him. Snyder in the slot on the far side. Judah Hopper wide here on the near side. Kayot looking in the slot for Snyder. It's going to be a positive yardage play. Going to gain about 3 or 4 yards there. So the Kayot-Snyder connection works on that one. 2nd and 7 for OBA. Kayot takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking deep, and he's going to let it fly. Double coverage, and that's going to be caught. Judah Hopper. First down, Trojans into Tiger territory at the 33-yard line. 2 Laverne Tigers jumped and tried to pick that ball off, and it hit both of them. I think they knocked each other off of the ball, and Hopper just grabs it out of the dives and catches it out of the air. So a little aggressive defense from Laverne pays off for the Tigers, or for the Trojans.
By far our best drive we've had in a long time.
Yeah, that was a good, 25-yard gain there. Kayot looking deep again. He wants to throw it. He's rolling out to his right. Chest pass to Coy Snyder is complete, and he's taken down at the – they're going to mark it another Trojan first down. It looks like they're moving the chains. First down OBA at the 21-yard line. So Trojans moving the ball here. You know, Coach Kayot's favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm wondering if Cal Kayot has seen Patrick Mahomes throw a few of those goofy-looking passes, because that was not an orthodox throw.
Yeah.
He was running for his life and just caught Coy Snyder out of the corner of his eye. It would look like a basketball chest pass. But if it works for you, it works for you. 1st and 10 Trojans, 7:14 to go in the first half. Okay, a big gap there. He lobs it deep to the end zone, in and out of the hands of Coy Snyder. That was a really nice throw.
It was.
It hit Snyder right in stride, but he just wasn't able to hang on to it. Really, Kayot had a couple of options there too, because all the second and third layer of the Laverne defense went out in coverage, and he had a lot of room to run if he needed to.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for OBA. Be a really great thing if the Trojans could make something positive happen in regards to the scoreboard right here. 2 first downs in a drive is their most sustained drive of the night.
Going deep again.
Taking his time, dancing around the pocket. He's got Snyder on the sideline. He's going to lob it towards the end zone, looking for Hopper, and that falls incomplete.
Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10.
It almost feels like the Trojans are trying to get it all in one play, and they have the ball at the 22-yard line.
Yeah,
that's 2 throws to the end zone.
It almost seems like to me that it's like a 30 seconds left of the clock, and you're trying to get it as deep as possible.
Right.
But we still have 7 minutes left to play of the second period to get into the end zone.
It kind of does feel like an end of the game scenario where we have to score or we lose the game.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get it all in one bunch play. Like right there, Silas Rudd's open across. There's Coy Snyder. Short gain is going to be plenty for a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal Trojans at about the 6-yard line. Nice play there. Had 2 receivers run across the pattern from the left to the right. and both Rudd and Schneider were running open across the middle. So Rudd was about 5 yards deep. Schneider was about 10 yards deep. So nice play design there from the coaching staff. 6:51 to go here in the first half, and the Trojans have first and goal. Schneider goes in motion. Kayot takes the snap, looking to his left. He's going to swing it out here to Schneider. He makes a little move, hesitation move, gets across the 5, dives forward to about the 3-yard line. Good sportsmanship from the Laverne Tigers there, helping Coy Schneider up. So second and goal, ball at the 3-yard line. Rudd in motion this time. Out of the end zone, and that's the second time. Silas Rudd was uncovered. There was no one in the flat at all.
Yeah.
He could have caught that and just tiptoed into the end zone really easily. But once again, it looks like we're looking for the home run ball there. From our perspective up here, it looked like such a simple play. We were rolling out to the right. Silas Rudd was about 10 yards right in front of the quarterback and could have just flipped it over there to him, and he probably strolls into the end zone.
I feel like what Cal Kayot should do is look at Coy now that the Laverne knows that he's probably throwing it to Coy.
As you say that, we throw it to Coy, and that's a touchdown. Trojans barely. He dives forward with second effort and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, OBA. Coy Schneider, sorry to cut you off there, but Coy Schneider with the touchdown. But you're absolutely right. A pump fake or just a look off to Coy Schneider, and really it's not even taking that for other guys to get open.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I think our opponents know where we're looking. So 2-point conversion, team in there for the Trojans. Schneider takes it in the middle. A 2-point conversion is good for OBA. So your score is 39-8. The Laverne Tigers lead your OBA Trojans, but the Trojans are on the board. So some positive energy now in the OBA crowd. The OBA band's playing, the cheerleaders are cheering. Everybody feels good, at least for the moment. So nice job there from these young OBA Trojans. And hopefully you can take some positive from a situation like this. You've, for the most part, in the last 10 minutes, the OBA defense has stood tall and made stops. And the offense was just able to drive down the field and put points on the board.
Yeah.
That's all good things. And when you really think about it, when you play freshmen and sophomores against seniors, it's obvious. But when you play freshmen and sophomores against freshmen and sophomores, these OBA Trojans aren't doing too bad. They have to look at the positives and find the good things.
Looks like they brought in a couple of their starters back in.
I see. I was just noticing that too. Felix Teal back to receive the kick.
And the other one back there, I can't see his number. He's also brought back in.
Laverne's generosity only extends so far, I think, as Zach Master and Felix Teal now deep to receive. I would imagine we're going to see them on offense with just a few minutes left here in the first half.
Yeah.
They're going to try and get to 45 before halftime. I would think we would do a squib kick here to keep it away from those two, and that's what we do. That's going to be fielded, though, and tried to return there. The sophomore, number 11, Gentry Long, is going to take it. And Gentry Long might end up being the MVP for Laverne because he's going to take this to the house. Touchdown, Laverne. Gentry Long with his second touchdown of the night. Makes it 45-8. That is not what the Trojans had planned. They were trying to keep it away from Felix Teal, and Gentry Long made him pay for having that philosophy.
Yeah. It looked like what happened was we tried to field him to the out of bounds, and we should have had a guy come up to keep the outside contained there. And I don't know if he just bit too early or something like that, and he just ran past him, or he gave him the sideline to run. But definitely just cannot happen, especially on kickoff.
And more than that, it's it's a bit of a heartbreaker after you just made such a positive thing happen for your team, for that to happen against you. So 2-point conversion, he's going to stroll around the edge, dive into the end zone. Number 4, Keaton Cox, the freshman quarterback, does that. Makes it 47-8. So 5:41 to go here in the half. So OBA is going to get the ball right back, and now you have to wonder if the OBA offense is going to be a little bit tired because they didn't really get a break. They had to do that long drive, which was great to see, a nice sustained drive where they went up and down the field. But the special teams touchdown means they don't get a break, they don't get a drink. They're right back out there.
Yeah.
Against what I imagine will be some Laverne guys that were just resting for most of the second quarter. I imagine we might see their first group back out there again on defense as they are trying to get above the 45-point mercy rule before halftime when they're up 39 right now. So Laverne would need a stop and a score before halftime to finish this thing via the mercy rule. So, like you said earlier, Wyatt, a lot of first groupers back out there for Laverne. Luis Rodriguez back in there on kick coverage, and of course Gentry Long, who would be the player of the game for Laverne at this point. Marcos De La Torre, a senior, back out there. Grayson Lovell, another senior, back out there. So. They spread back out into their lanes.
He's a good kicker.
He is a really good kicker. Edmilson Perez puts it into Snyder's hands. Snyder tries to get around the edge again. This time he's wrapped up and brought down at about the 36-yard line. Number 7, Grayson Lovell, a senior, brings down freshman Coy Snyder. And, yeah, we're going to see Laverne's first group back out there. Teal back in there at safety. We got Wyatt Tillery in there on the end, along with Trex Carnegie, who had that pick 6 in the first quarter.
I wonder if we're going to be airing it down the field or keep it in on the ground.
Yeah, interesting strategy question there, because do you keep it on the ground and hopefully run enough clock to get you a few plays in the second half, or they're going to throw it. Hopper over the middle. And that's going to be complete. That should be a Trojan first down. Nice job. Nice patience there from Kayot. He didn't get rushed, didn't get hurried. And he hits Hopper in stride. And Judah Hopper's immediately chopped down. But nice 10.5-yard gain. Makes it first down OBA.
If we can slowly just keep picking away.
A couple of first downs and you'll run this clock down.
Yeah.
And we'll make it to halftime.
As long as we don't throw any incompletions.
Kayot's in trouble. He scrambles. He throws it away. Out of bounds. Generous from the officials not calling grounding there because there was no OBA Trojans anywhere near that ball.
Yeah.
Andrew Campbell was about 30 yards downfield and on the hash mark, and that ball only went about 6 yards and hit the sideline. So kind of generous there from the officiating crew not calling grounding on that one. 5:02 to go in the half. That incompletion does stop the clock, though. So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans, trying to get into Laverne territory for the second time. Snyder comes in motion. Kayot looking upfield for Hopper. Looks at Campbell, overthrows him just a little bit. Campbell running again across the grain of the formation there. Definitely something the coaching staff has scouted, because that's been open multiple times. The receiver on one side dragging all the way across the field and coming wide open on the far side of the field.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 10 for the Trojans at their own 46-yard line. 4:57 to go in the half. A first down would be really good right about here. The last thing you want to do is give Felix Teal and Laverne the ball back in your own territory. Chaos going to roll to his left, throws it downfield. Teal breaks that up, looking for Campbell on the post pattern. Felix Teal comes over from the near side and knocks it away. And that's a smart senior play. A lot of people would have tried to intercept that ball, but being self-aware, he was able just to get a fingertip on it, knock it away from Campbell, making up 4th and 10.
I don't see why the Trojans wouldn't go for it here because this is more of a life and death situation.
Right. I imagine we're going to see a nice deep throw, and I'm not sure who, to be honest with you. Somebody will be dragging across the middle, hopefully about 10 yards deep. Timeout OBA as they look for the perfect play. In years past, we had some tight ends, Elijah Chambers last year, Jacob Colby the year before that, where you kind of knew, okay, we're going to run a play that drags the tight end across the middle of the field. But with all the injuries and this young crew, I'm not sure who we're going to give that role to other than Coy Snyder, but he's having to do every role in the receiving corps. And so you bring Judah Hopper from his wide out and you drag him across the field. You could drag Andrew Campbell across the field, even though we haven't had a lot of success hooking up with Campbell tonight. So we'll see what Chris Kayout and the OBA coaching staff have in their bag of tricks as they try and get one more first down and hopefully tick this clock down closer to halftime. They definitely don't want to give Laverne the ball in OBA territory. 4:49 to go in the first half. So here they come. Jacoby Justice, the center, over the ball. Lucas Olson and Ian Burnett flank Justice on the offensive line. Snyder wide to the far side. Hopper and Campbell on the near side.
Looks like they're going to send a full blitz at him.
They sure do. Kayout throws it, tries to get it. And actually, that's a pretty good throw from the freshman Cal Kayout. If anybody was going to catch it, it was going to be Coy Snyder, who's laying on the ground. And if that's not going to be the completion, no one's going to get that. Just a little bit low and a little bit to the outside. Snyder couldn't pull that in because it was about 5 yards out of bounds. So first down, Laverne in OBA territory. 4 is on the clock, 4:44 to go here in the first half. We're going to see the Laverne starting lineup back in there on offense for this drive. I expect a steady diet of Wyatt Tillery handing the ball off to his experienced running back core. So snap goes all the way over. That's going to be a huge loss, and Tillery wisely just falls on it. Doesn't try and scoop it up and run. Trojans are in pursuit.
This might be what our defense needs here. A lot of space for them to have now 3 more downs potentially to get past. So this might be what our defense needs. I don't think Laverne has gone this far to their marker at all this game. Distance-wise.
Yeah, 2nd and 35 is definitely the longest they've been from the first down marker. They had a couple penalties earlier that put them in like a 2nd and 20 situation, but nothing like this. So there'll be a handoff now. Luis Rodriguez, the junior, on the carry. Nice job by the Trojan defense just kind of containing. He gains about 1.5 yards maybe. Not very much, though. So 3rd and long. And I do stand corrected. Tillery's not in there at quarterback. It is still the freshman Keaton Cox at the helm for the Laverne Tigers.
3 minutes, 30 seconds left of the first half.
So pass out here to the near side is complete to number 10, Dalen Clark. Immediately gobbled up by the Trojan defense. Short gain there for the Tigers.
He would have, if he just went down when he was hit, he would have.
He would have gained.
He would have gained more yards.
It ended up as a loss of about 1 yard. Yeah, had he just gone down, it would have been about an 8 or 9 yard gain. It's one of those situations where fighting for extra yardage actually cost you a little bit.
Yeah.
So the punting team in there for Laverne. And Teal's going to punt this, angling for the sideline. That's going to go way out of bounds. So it'll be Trojan ball somewhere between the 45 and the 50. Looks like about the 47-yard line with 2:40 to go. And we'll see if these young Trojans can get some positive yardage. So it looks like Laverne's strategy is just to keep OBA from scoring because it looks like they have their starting defense in there but had subs in there on offense. So they're going to be content just to work on their defense and let some of their younger guys get some experience on offense.
Don't expect to see much change from the Trojans from last possession. I expect to see some more pass plays here.
And we're going to have a false start on Junior Nelson. That's got to be a horrible feeling when you jump up and you're ready to block and look around and everybody else is still in their stance.
Yeah. That's just a miscommunication. If you're not sure on what he said, if it's like, oh, it's on like, a double count or something like that. If you're not sure, just watch the ball. It's the safest option that you can have.
Right. So Kayot takes the snap, immediately looks to his right to throw the ball. Campbell's over the middle, but he's double covered. So Kayot fired that thing, but it was over Campbell's head into an open space where no one was at. He had double coverage, so I'm wondering if Laverne is maybe using this opportunity to work on a couple things, and that crossing route was not open that time.
Yeah. I will say, though, would you want to keep passing the ball, and if it keeps falling incomplete, only taking off 5 seconds each time?
Right.
Or would you want to run the ball and hopefully just chew down clock?
Yeah, hardly any clock has gone off. Kayot's going to be slung down for a significant loss there. Probably about a 12 to 15-yard loss.
Quarterback sack on the play. Brings up third down and long.
And he's just looking downfield. I
Yeah.
can't say I would disagree with him there. It's just with the time that we have and the score and everything, it's just you got to get the ball down the field no matter what.
And actually the sack might not be the worst thing in the world because the clock continues to run, whereas it would have stopped on an incompletion. So Trojans with 1:56 to make it to halftime. Kayot takes the snap. No blitz, just 3 rushers. He has Hopper running free over the middle, but it falls short. Didn't quite make it to him. Hopper kind of on a skinny post there from the slot. Broke free over the middle at about the Laverne 48-yard line, but the ball hit the ground at about the OBA 48-yard line. So didn't quite make it there. Incompletion stops the clock. 4th and 27.
Looks like, are we just back to punt? Maybe a
Looks
fake
like
punt?
it. With the wind at our back, we're gonna punt the ball.
Oh, that's a good punt.
We'll see what we see here. Felix Teal fields it. He's gone. They have the wedge built. There's a hole there. You could drive a truck through. Felix Teal didn't even have to make a move. He just ran almost a straight line.
Yeah.
And then kind of cut. I mean, he veered a little bit. He didn't really cut even. Just kind of veered towards the outside, and he was gone. And really, it didn't even look like he was running hard. That's what a great athlete Felix Teal is. There looked like there was minimal effort for him. It was so wide open.
And I will say, though, this Laverne team is not bad. They are really good.
Yeah.
And it just comes to show how good they are. They're able to just make gaps.
Right.
Good blocking, good effort all around by this Laverne team.
And like we've talked about before, this is not something that should look foreign to OBA. And actually, this Laverne team right now looks a lot like OBA for the past 2 or 3 years with Judd Cheatham in there running through gaps. The OBA players knew their roles, how to create a hole.
Yeah.
And Judd Cheatham would run through the hole. And so the purple and white, if you exchange their uniforms for black and red, you would think it was OBA last year or the year before, because they're doing kind of the same thing. We're going to make a hole for Felix Teal, and he's going to run fast. And that's what OBA did with Judd Cheatham the past 2 years and with Jet Cheatham before that. So we've seen this before. We've seen this song. We're just on the other side of it at this moment. So 1:34 to go in the first half. Laverne leads your OBA Trojans 53-8. I would imagine we're going to see Laverne kick off and leave their starters in there on defense and hold on to this 45-point lead going into halftime.
Do you think we'll keep going at it, or do what we did against Sealing and just move on to next week?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Again, you'd like to finish with a positive.
Yeah.
And maybe even just a couple of first downs are a positive at this point. So I think you just keep playing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And whatever happens at this point, because you never know. I mean, one Laverne defender stumbling and creating an alley to run through or something, and you can make something happen. So that ball's fielded by Hopper. He makes a man miss, cuts to the outside. Judah Hopper with positive yardage, and he's going to make it into Laverne territory. He's going to be first down Trojans at the 48-yard line. Nice return from the freshman. So just like we were talking about, you make one guy miss, something good can happen. And so maybe the Trojans can get a little positive vibe here before halftime. $1:27 to go. Snap to Kayot. He's looking down the field. Finds Snyder across the 40, and he's brought down. First down OBA at the 38-yard line. So nice play. The Trojans keep working the middle of the field like that, and they move the chains. 1:20 to go in the half. So can these young Trojans sneak in and get a touchdown and extend this game?
I will say, though, our pass game has improved a lot since
early in the season.
Since early in the
they
season.
look like a whole different team.
Yeah.
Really. So looks like Rudd is in the backfield with Kayot. He rolls out to his right. Again, the flat is wide open. Snyder makes the catch. He bounces off a tackler, and down he goes. That's going to be another Trojan first down, it looks like. It's really close.
Another great thing that I'll point out here is our offensive line being able to keep Cal.
Yeah, nothing's been hurried in the last
Cal's
couple
been
of
able
drives.
to be patient. I think we've only had one or two where Cal's had to scramble out completely and throw it away, and the other ones have just been incomplete passes.
Kayot he's got Rudd. He's got Rudd still. Rudd is still by himself. He throws to the end zone, in and out of the hands of Judah Hopper.
I think we've got to look towards flats in that
He just
situation.
won't throw he just doesn't have the patience to look for the check down. Silas Rudd was on the far side of the field, and I'm speculating here, but he definitely could have gotten a first down and probably could have gotten a touchdown. There was no one at all outside of the hash marks on the far side of the field. Everyone went deep.
And even if you pump fake it deep, maybe get some defenders to
give Silas even more space over there.
Yeah.
So two receivers on the near side, two on the far side. Kayot standing tall in the pocket, looking over the middle. Runs away from it. Now he's going to try and get around the edge. He's going to get positive yardage, and he's forced out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 21 seconds to go. So positive yardage there for the Trojans. We didn't force a pass, didn't try and cram it in there where nothing was open. That's a nice play from the freshman quarterback there. Gains about a 5-yard gain there for OBA. Trojans trying to get something on the scoreboard before halftime. Coming out of halftime, Laverne will receive to start the second half. So Kayot dancing around a little bit. Rudd still, you can almost sense Silas Rudd getting frustrated. He stood here ready, and then he just kind of stood up and just stood there.
And I feel like that's a point to where you need to make it known to your quarterback.
Right.
If you don't see anybody down the field in the first 3 seconds, make at least a choice to look at me or something like that.
You can almost visibly see Silas get frustrated mid-play. He's standing there. He's in an athletic stance. He's kind of chopping his feet, just I'm going to be ready, and then like he just stops and just stands straight up and just watches.
Yeah, and the nearest Laverne guy was 15 yards
right,
down
he's
the
at the
field.
10. He's at the 10-yard line. So pass over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete.
And turnover on downs. 9 seconds to go in the first period. I envision Laverne just kneeling it and
yeah, I'd imagine
moving on.
so. I imagine so.
I will say, though, some positives here by the OBA offense is we've been able to pass the ball better than we have in the past pretty much the whole season. Haven't had any luck in a lot of games with passing. In this game, we've had a couple huge plays and a lot of short passes, so that's one positive to look at maybe for next game.
Absolutely, a lot of good things that we've talked about in earlier games that have been fixed, right?
Yeah.
That aren't happening anymore, and so I'm going to make the assumption that the coaching staff, like we were just talking about Silas, the coaching staff's going to talk to the offense about that.
Yeah.
And they're going to break it down on film, and they're going to see those things, and I'll give these young Trojans credit for one thing. It's obvious they've watched film, been coached up, and then they apply what they've been taught. And so a lot of good things that we're seeing. It's just hard to put those things in perspective.
Yeah.
Against a team like Laverne, who are bound for the playoffs and perhaps bound for a long playoff run. So these young Trojans continue to learn, continue to grow, and like we've both said, a lot of improvement, so much improvement since the first couple of games that we've been able to see. So great job on both sides of the ball. Great sportsmanship from the guys at Laverne. Great effort from your OBA Trojans as they will go back to the drawing board. I'm sure there'll be a lot of film in the next couple days for OBA as they prepare for Pond Creek Hunter next week. So that's all for tonight. Got anything to add before we shut her down?
I do not.
Okay. Well, y'all have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in to OBATrojans.tv.